we are live.
We are live. We are here. We are here. We are here. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Studio B Hack Shack Studios. I am RT Bear. I have just figured out the other day that I have over 35 years logged in the comics industry, primarily as a penciler, but I have, as an inker, but I have worked as a penciler and a writer as well. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce Taylor Grasso.
Hi, everyone. It's me. I'll be reading your chat today. We are in the same room, so hopefully there isn't an echo. I'm going to be very diligent about that.
Yeah, we are in Hack Shack North. I explained the other day that we have Hack Shack North and South, so we are upstairs. Yeah, we never really had to have a computer system upstairs, but that will be definitely a priority soon. So we usually go downstairs for the computer, and so that's why we have North and South. So North is usually where all the heavy lifting's done as far as artwork and writing, and then we go downstairs to just like scan work and then kind of stay up to date with people. So what are we doing today, Taylor? I mean, other than just lighten up the Indiegogo waves with black and white success.
Well, first of all, we actually got Kyung in the chat right now.
Hey, Kyung.
Um, and I guess we're kind of celebrating how close we are to hitting our 30K goal. We're so close. But besides that,
You know how we're celebrating, guys? We're working harder. So so Taylor is writing and refining dialogue for Black and White Remastered, and I am doing a drawing that I am going to reveal to you guys soon. It will be the Black and White giveaway in, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the tier. Is it 35 or 32K? It's either 32K or 35K, and we are going to be giving away a drawing. So I am in good faith, you guys. Don't let us down. I'm going to draw your drawing.
Yeah, it is at 35K. I just checked. And right now we are at $29,230.
Wow, you guys are the best. Black and white fans are the best. That's so true. This is nothing short of amazing what we are doing here together. So thank you. And I've mentioned before, this is a 25-year dream for me. Taylor's been on board for the last couple years, so that's still a lot of time committed to a dream. But yeah, this is actually happening. And Taylor and I were talking about this just before we went on, that there's like songs like that Cyndi Lauper song where like money changes everything, but it's kind of like a negative spin, and like money can't buy love, and like all those songs, and it's like, well, money could do a lot of great stuff too. Right, Taylor?
Yeah, money can solve a lot of people's most immediate problems, like, funding projects, following their dreams, basic survival.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually kind of essential. I always just referred to it as like, when we were in the cave and we were knuckle draggers, and our survival depended on how good we could hunt and just kind of gather and keep our family safe and alive. But it was mostly hunting and being able to make fire and finding a good dwelling to live in and all those other things. The contemporary version or the modern version is like it's cash. Cash will do that. So anyways, I know that's boring, but yeah, we are kind of hanging out here, just kind of I don't know. I don't want to say BSing, but we're just kind of hanging out. We don't really have a priority or an agenda. We just thought we'd hang out with you guys, and I guess just take questions, see what you guys are up to, and just kind of let you know how much we appreciate you and how much this Indiegogo and Black and White means to us. So feel free to chime in the chats if you want. I am trying to draw Whitney Sung's nose. It's got to be kind of small and cute. You can't draw those big hunkin' noses on women. I like to draw big hunkin' noses on guys, though. How do you feel about that, Taylor?
If you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I love gigantic noses on women, actually.
That's what you call a setup, guys. Take note.
That's why we work well together. Comic Book Bob says, Art, just back black and white. Put me in for that sweet, sweet Capullo cover.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you guys haven't heard, you know what? I've done enough talking. You tell them about the Capullo cover, Taylor.
All right. Oh, by the way, we got John Davies in the chat right now. You guys stay tuned after this. We're probably going to do a versus video, but let me tell you about that Greg Capullo cover. So, if you watch our last video, you will see that there's we showcase at the end, and we've been showcasing the end. I'm going to move to the other room to try to decrease this echo. Um, so there's two pages that are going to be up for grabs once we hit that 30K because we're going to be doing a giveaway. And the giveaway is the original Grey Capullo Art Thibert cover, which is the variant cover of the new book, and it was a pinup in the original series. And then the other page for the runner-up in the drawing is the opening splash page for issue 2. And you can buy that Grey Capullo variant cover, but you can also get the original art for it when we hit that 30K because we're going to do a live drawing for some lucky backers that have backed from the beginning of the campaign to Friday, which is today.
Yeah. Hey Taylor, should I when I'm not talking, should I mute this? Because are we getting feedback or echo?
We are a little bit, but only if it's convenient for you.
Okay. Well, when you're definitely speaking, I'll just mute this. Yeah, we're doing a little. We have a little different setup here in the studio, so we thought we would try the headphones. Last time we were going live from the studio, we just talked really loud into the iPad speaker, and I think that worked out okay. But we're trying to constantly upgrade the show as much as we can as well. So I hope this is working for you guys. Technology is not my strong suit, and luckily Taylor, it's not necessarily something that she loves to do, but I think she's just kind of naturally good at it. She's just has that sense of how to take care of the tech problems, and so
Oh, thank you. I
yeah,
try.
we have her to thank for this whole thing, really. Oh, I got these guys in. I got the basic Reed and Whitney position in now. Yeah, I didn't want to bore you guys with like I just do a bunch of chicken scratches, so I didn't think that that was going to be that entertaining. But I kind of got it into a place. Actually, we can't show it, huh?
I can probably show it on mine if you want me to.
Well, let me tighten it up a little bit more and see. Maybe we can end the the chat here with showing it.
Comic Book Bob asks, Art, how many pages do you average a day?
Oh my gosh. It really depends on the schedule. It depends on what I'm doing. So as far as penciling, it probably a day and a half to 2 days for an average page. If there's more on the page, it can obviously take, much longer. As far as inking, it also depends on what's on the page and who I'm inking. But maybe I should answer it this way. Depending on who I'm inking and what the schedule is, and if I have a good assistant like Taylor working with me, I can do 3 pages a day. And once again, it depends on who's working on the pages and what the deadline is, who the penciler is. But I average probably just on a regular penciler, maybe a page and a half a day as far as inks.
I'd
So
say that's pretty good.
yeah, I think as long as if you can kind of keep a page a day schedule, you could probably make it in the business. But I say always try to work on your speed, because the job will only pay you for what you do. So the faster you are, the more money, you can make. So it's kind of a survival thing as well. So the faster you can go. So that's always better. The slower, the less you usually make. Sometimes, if it's really quality and you're in demand, you can get paid more per page, and that might compensate for your speed or lack thereof.
Like an Adam Hughes type.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Art Adams or somebody like that, where they're really in demand, so they can be a little slower paced, but they'll make enough money to, survive, feed their families, that type of thing.
Duraken says, just tell us what you're drawing and keep us in suspense till the very end.
Okay, well, I'm drawing the giveaway, the black and white headshots for the giveaway. And did we establish that it was the 35K, Taylor?
Yeah, at the 35K, there's going to be another prize draw. Well, not a prize drawing. That makes it sound weird. There's going to be a drawing for all the backers that have contributed thus far, and one of you guys will get this piece that Art is drawing right now.
Yeah, so we're really trying to give you guys as much back as possible. Mostly thanks for making this dream come true. And so at 35K, um, we'll do a drawing for this as well. I feel strangely like we're getting ahead of ourselves, but we're real close to getting that 30K, which will get you that Greg Capullo original cover, and oh, and I inked it too, and we'll be getting you that runner-up page, which is page 1 from issue 2, which will not be in the remastered book. Yeah, it didn't make the cut.
And we actually are, you can't see it because the laptop's turned away from you, but our numbers just shot up again. So maybe we'll do a final tally at the end of the video before we go into verses. Keep keep sharing, you guys. Backing is important, but sharing is also very important because word of mouth is one of the best ways these campaigns kind of spread.
Yes, indeedy. So what are you working on, Taylor?
I am working on right now, whenever this script opens, this particular scene that we are working on. I don't know how much I want to give away. That particular scene we are reworking because of the new layout.
Oh, is that the opening scene of issue 1? Or is it the
It's the
intro with
opening bad guy scene.
that's we just came up with a killer extra page. So uh, this is good though. I'm actually excited about this because I just had this realization, Taylor. We can actually start writing this stuff because there's a really good chance that we can do that 30K today. Because we've been kind of feeling weird about writing the extra pages, just because it seemed like it was like too far away, like as far as a goal. But now it's kind of, don't stop. We don't want to, say that we're there already, but we definitely are getting close to that. So this is good. We're actually writing these pages now.
Yeah, it feels a little safer to commit to this stuff, which is why we wanted to hit this goal early in the first place, just so that we could start working on this. Because we've been working on the book since around, well, before we launched and during, so it's been pretty busy. Got some networking going on in the chat with Kyung.
Oh, I got to turn this back on. Can you hear me, Taylor?
Yeah, I can hear you. You could just keep yours on.
Are you sure? Because I don't want the feedback.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Kyung in here. I hope I'm saying it right. He's actually a local boy, so he's close. It'd be awesome if we could get him actually here.
Yeah, I don't want to dox you, Kyung, but you and I live very close. So we could actually, if you were down, we could like meet up. It'd be cool if we could do like a live stream from like a restaurant or something, but every time people try to live stream in public, it seems like things go terribly wrong.
Oh, seriously?
Like,
Yeah.
remember when Mike tried to do that live stream? It was a cool concept. It was like he was gonna live stream like his day off after the campaign. Like he took a day off after the campaign ended with his family and he went to go see those airplanes and it was really cool, but the stream kept crashing and lagging.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it was like exciting when he started and then it kept cutting out because just having internet access like that when you're out and about is kind of difficult.
Let's do it anyway.
I mean, we've had
Yeah.
things happen just here where we have internet access.
You know what? S happens anywhere and everywhere. I don't think anybody's immune to it.
Durakin says, it seems like these Indiegogo projects are full of catch-22s and getting them going and fulfilling tiers and stretch goals. I don't know about catch-22s. I think it's just it's a lot of work because like right now it really is like Art and I and Pamela working on this project. It's not like a huge team. So it's just a lot to balance and like we've been keeping a pretty good schedule, I think.
Yeah. And for the most part, the beginning was pretty nerve-wracking, just trying to figure out how to do everything. Um, I mean, nobody likes to be overwhelmed, 24 hour, 24/7. And that's what it felt like, at least the first week. Then we started finding our footing, and I think we're pretty comfortable now with, YouTubing, talking to you guys, answering questions and stuff. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but the better I get at something, the better I like it. So when I'm out of my, I guess, safety zone or whatever they call that, comfort zone, I don't really feel that good about stuff. But once I'm in that comfort zone and I feel like I'm doing a good job, then everything clicks. So we're definitely getting to that point where things are clicking, things are falling into line, and all those good things.
Yeah, I mean it gets easier the more you do it, but you have to keep doing it for that to happen.
Yeah, you can't stop, and there's no rest for the wicked or for this black and white campaign.
Let's see. Kyung says, "Yeah, whenever and wherever you guys want to hang out, just let me know." Um, let's see. And I don't know if this is somebody that you know, Art. His name is Talim. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. It says, Art T Bear, nice to hear you in person on YouTube. Maybe we have a new viewer here.
Oh, cool. Or maybe he's an old fan that's found me here. So, welcome. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. We're bringing it to the comic people.
Jack Straw says, just backed black and white at Art T Bear, $50 tier. Tell me about the ash can.
Go for it, Taylor. I'll put this on mute.
All right, the $50 tier, I believe that's the 16-page ash can. And the 16-page ash can was it actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but it actually came out before the original series. It was published as a preview in separate pieces throughout various extreme titles at Image for a while. And the Ashcan is the whole story collected, and it kind of focuses more on Reed's Black story and elaborates a little bit on that. So it's sort of an introduction to it kind of broadens the black and white universe. And while Remastered kind of focuses on the story of Whitney and how the team came together, how Reed and her met. This is kind of elaborates on Reed's past and why he stopped being a spy. I think it's a really good addition. It's a good story. I think it teases some really cool stuff about the the world and future stories, and it elaborates on Reed as a character in an interesting way. So it's a really cool thing to have.
Yeah, and possibly hint, spoiler alert, where the next story arc could go. So it's kind of a prelude and a prequel, right? Is that or what do you call that?
It
So
takes place after,
yeah,
yeah.
after the story, but also a prequel to the next potential story arc.
John Jones says, we were just talking about this, Art, your mic sounds a lot better on your own channel than it does in the Comicsgate live show.
Yeah, I know. It's mind-boggling because I don't have control when I go on other people's chats. Uh, it's the same headset, it's the same technology, it's the same everything. So I'm not sure. Actually, uh, we're looking into helping with the technology. My wife's at Best Buy right now, and she's getting a coupler, and I'm going to try these new headphones. So hopefully, at 4, you guys, we're going to do a versus with Taylor Grosso and John Davies.
Yo, Davies.
Davies, that's cray. That is so cray. That's his catchphrase, his tagline, if you will. And we're going to tackle. Get this. Okay, this is. We should advertise this too because this is quite
The
the
ultimate versus, some may say.
yeah, exactly. It's the ultimate kind of fan versus where we are going to do Star Wars versus Star Trek. And we're going to have to narrow this down, right, Taylor? Maybe we should set the parameters here since we really haven't talked too much about it. Um, that I'm thinking we should go over the current Star Trek movie franchise because I think there are 3 movies into it, and then we should do the current. Did I say Star Trek? Yeah, Star Trek 3 movies, and then we should do the 2 Star Wars movies
Oh
um, with
gosh.
Rey. And I think there's enough meat there with both of those franchise that we can do some comparisons and we can kind of figure out which one is, I don't know, maybe succeeding better than the other at this point. Because to be honest, I have heard great pros and cons for both. I don't know about you, Taylor, but there's people that can argue really well for Star Wars and for Star Trek as well.
Oh my gosh, yes. That I didn't think about those parameters, Art, but that definitely makes this more difficult for me because I really, really like Star Wars as a whole. But if we're narrowing it down for the new movies versus the new Star Trek movies, that's a whole other ball game.
Well, I think we're going to have to bring up some of the past because this is built on those things. But I think we should. I mean, we have to set some parameters, right? Because
It's too
Star Trek goes
vast.
back to
Yeah.
the '60s, so we can't. I mean, we can we can talk about those, but I think it's only we should set the parameters that it could only relate to the current.
We can always do a follow-up video where we like have it relate to the old ones, but I agree because there are such vast franchises and there's a lot of content to cover. And if we just make it specifically about these new ones, I think it will be easier to kind of round robin about it.
Yeah, because there's so much, and then like well, both of them have animated shows that they've done in the past, video games, TV series, not to mention multiple movie franchise, and Star Wars or Star Trek has gone generational. So, aren't there like 3 or 4 different actual Star Trek TV shows? There's like Next Generation.
There's so many.
Gosh, I can't even. We're gonna have to.
Deep Space Nine, the greatest one.
And what was the one with Janeway? And then there was the one with oh my gosh, we're gonna have to bone up on this.
See, I know a lot less
The
about Star
Quantum Leap
Trek.
guy, didn't he get his own series? He was the captain at some point. And gosh, I'm trying to think now.
Someone says, well, actually, multiple people are bringing up a Stargate as a competitor.
You know what? Man, the setup to Stargate, um, all the way up to, gosh, I've only seen the movie a couple times, and that was in the day, but I just remember the first act and maybe half the second act are positively flawless. um, and I just had this feeling that it's because of the older woman that sets up everything, because she is the daughter, right, of the she's the daughter of the guy that discovers it, I think, in the day, because it was an Egyptian like archaeological dig, right, where they found the
Yeah,
Stargate.
it's like an ancient relic.
Yeah, so she was a little girl then, and so she's an adult now. So she hires this crew, I guess, to now open the gate and then go through the gate. And I thought she was pretty interesting, and I thought it would be fun if she would have went on the adventure with them, since she had the most at stake in the story. So the payoff would have been, her seeing this world and all that other stuff. Um, but she's left behind. Like, she doesn't go on the journey with them.
That feels a little unfulfilling storytelling wise.
Yeah, because they set it up in a way where it's like it's kind of her fulfillment, and then it becomes strangely. I know they did a pretty good job of setting it up though. But what's that actor's name? He did the voice for Ultron. Um, doesn't he play the lead guy in that? Like
Oh
the
gosh, I don't remember.
now that I'm thinking about this, this is Atlantis too. Like Atlantis, the Disney movie, it kind of just did this, right? It was the same story.
Actually, yeah,
Because it's
it was.
generational, right? It's that guy's dad that went on the adventure with the old guy, and so he sends
Wait,
the
I don't
son.
remember that part.
Well, remember there was the old guy that finances the whole expedition at the beginning, and then he hires the young kid with the glasses, and that young kid is the son, I think, or the gosh, I forget, but he's related to the older guy's partner. Like it's either his son or something like that. And so then he gets brought into the expedition. And the reason the old guy wants to do it is because he wants to fulfill his partner's dream, and he knows that it's his son's dream as well.
The chat says it's the grandpa.
That guy's related to him
I don't know. That
in the
doesn't sound right to
Disney
me.
Atlantis. I thought there was like that guy had a partner,
Yeah, I did too. I haven't seen that
and
movie
the
in
partner
forever.
was that kid's dad or uncle or something like that. My boy.
Let's see what we got in the chat. Um, you won't want to watch Star Trek ever again after you see Discovery.
Oh no. Yeah. I don't know. I thought Next Generation in a lot of ways was superior to the original. It seemed like it was making better on the promise of like a more evolved future. But also, I mean, that is years later, so it would be good to see the evolution of man and their space exploration, because it seemed like Kirk was still like a hands-on adventure guy that got into fights and stuff. So it still
Kind
was
of old
like
school.
early 20th century kind of mindset. And then God, what is the Picard was more of like he had just a command, like a presence, but he wasn't a physical guy. Like he didn't beat people up and stuff.
He seemed more like a classic captain, I guess.
Yeah. Or more evolved captain, maybe. And I don't mean I'm not taking anything away from Kirk. When I mean evolved, it's just kind of the Star Trek idea is that, you know, that we're more evolved and we're not taking care of problems like cavemen and stuff like that. And so uh, Kirk is an earlier kind of rendition of that. And then what is the guy's name? Picard is kind of the more evolved version of the same idea. Ooh, that's a cute face. Look at that. I just flipped it over backwards.
You guys can't see it, but it is pretty cute. She's got a little button nose,
She's got the button nose.
well-shaped arched eyebrows, just enough.
Just enough.
Let me describe the drawing to you.
Here, I'll show it to you. Okay, describe it to him.
Okay. Okay, so she looks a little sultry. Her hair, Whitney's hair is like a wild tangle of white flame. So she
Ooh,
got that going.
white hot, one
Yes,
might say.
exactly.
Ooh, we should write that down. uh, with
She's
his
a
white hot partner, Whitney Sung, aka White.
See, this is
This is how creativity is. Okay, keep going because this is good.
let's see. Full lips, small chin, but well shaped I don't want to say a square jaw, it's more delicate, girlish, but
How's the forehead? Is it a little tall? Should I bring it down a little bit?
maybe a little bit,
Yeah,
just a tad. Let's see.
but
And
yeah.
Reed looks a little mysterious, looking off into the distance, or maybe at the viewer, depending on where you
Ooh,
put
yeah.
that.
Actually, I could make it off into the distance.
Uh,
Yeah, to make it less personal. He's aloof.
he's aloof and mysterious,
And
like a mystery
what about
man.
the jaw? Did I succeed on the jaw?
I like the jaw. It
It's
looks
a
very
strong
nice.
jaw. I get a little weird with the
Strong.
jaw. Yeah.
Rhaegar Targaryen says, better than cray cray. I cringe up a Charlie horse every time I hear you guys say that. Or he says, every time I hear that one, well, get ready to cringe up a Charlie horse because it's coming.
Well, it's John's thing. It's John Davies' thing. So
Don't downplay. Or so my mic was off. Don't nay the cray cray.
don't nay the cray.
Don't downplay the cray.
Yeah. No, John's a great guy.
Don't unsubscribe.
Don't unsubscribe, please. We're trying to build this thing.
They stay for the cray.
Ooh, there you go. There's a positive spin on it.
See, we got people. Thanks, you guys, spreading the word about black and white here. I think we just went up again. But cool like silk. If someone remembers there's fan art that we had.
Oh, that's cool.
What was it? She's strong like steel, but soft like
Silk
silk.
or something. Yeah, yeah.
Soft and sexy like silk.
And if you guys have like fan art and stuff like that, send it. We post the Media Fire link every once in a while, so we can get some black and white art through there as well.
Yeah, definitely share it with us. We're gonna be doing, I don't know if we've announced this yet, but on Sunday we're gonna be doing like a really long series of streams to kind of have a wrap party for the campaign. So if you guys send us fan art, maybe we could showcase some of that during that time.
Ooh, also we should do it as a Q&A like we did last time. That thing was a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna do, let's say, we are gonna do a Q&A.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to start writing up your questions, feel free to post them here. Definitely we want to answer them live, so please join us in that chat and ask us questions there. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments after this live stream is done, and we'll refer to those.
Yeah, and we'll read them live, and then we'll answer your questions and things like that. So that could be a lot of fun. Last time it was a lot of fun. We were getting questions like on different platforms, like social media wise, like DMs and through YouTube. So I think what Taylor's trying to say is, what would be the best place for them to send all of this stuff, so we don't have to go all over the place to find it.
As far as the fan art and stuff, definitely put that in the Dropbox. Um, it's a lot easier for us to access in the Dropbox. And please include your name. If you want us to say your name, you can include your username. If not, in the file name, um, so that we can access all that stuff. Some people send us stuff on Instagram, and art gets like a lot of DMs. So it's a lot easier just to go through that direct MediaFire Dropbox file. And as far as questions that you might have, I guess in the comments here would probably be the best for us to defer to.
And if you put them up now, we won't read them now, but we can we can write them all down and then answer your questions on Sunday.
Definitely. Art, do you want to know what our numbers are at right now?
Um, is this good? Is it cray?
It is. It's got the double cray. We are at 29,445.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so what are we? We're 555 away from that 30K. My goodness.
Yes, we are.
You guys have inspired me to finish this drawing quicker so I could show it to you.
This is all going through the same computer, so I'm trying to bounce it. Let's see. Um, I don't trust Hollywood with valued intellectual properties. They are too fake focused on making popcorn munching spectacle and milking out franchises until the fan base dies and no longer cares, says James. Well, that's kind of true, I think.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while they get some stuff that has integrity. I think that second Nolan Batman film, what was it, Dark Knight or whatever it was? I think that's a pretty exceptional film. I think the first Iron Man was pretty strong. I think it wasn't Civil War. It was Winter Soldier. Captain America is really strong. There have been some really strong movies, but I think for the most part, you're 100% correct. Those are the exceptions.
People are requesting that you post the drawing on Twitter after this so that they can have some so I can have some reference. I think they want to see it on Twitter after you're done.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Let's see. Title asks Taylor, how did you become a part of Hack Shack? I guess I didn't talk about that on here. I think we talked about that on John Malin's chat. Um, I guess it's been a little over 5 years now. Uh, Art put out an ad, and before you diss him and say he's a boomer, it worked, and B, it was actually I think that it was a pretty smart way to go instead of putting out an open call. Art put out an ad and it was on I found it. Okay, let me just start this story right. I was going to a local comic book store I go to a lot still, and there was an ad on the door, and it was to work with Art. And I think at the time, Art, you're working on Hawkman. And I answered the ad, came over to his house, and I think at the time there's one other person working here too, and started working on that. I was just filling blacks and basic assisting, and the rest is history. But the thing is, like, when we were on there, people were like, "Oh, I didn't post an ad online." You don't really want to post an ad for something like that online because it just becomes open call to a bunch of people. And he wanted somebody, I believe, I'm not going to speak for you, but he wanted somebody local.
Of course, yeah, because we were working in the studio together like we are right now.
Yeah, so I found the ad at a comic book store and it led me here, and I've been here ever since.
And I don't know, it's if you advertise at a comic shop, isn't that where you're going to find comic book fans and artists and
Local comic book fans and artists.
yeah. I like somebody that said like, oh, like old school, like where you had those like little tabs with the phone number on it. You rip off the tab, and like old like bands would do that, like Hollywood, on the strip there, the Sunset Strip. They would have like sheets of paper, and it would say, you know, wanted lead guitar player or something like that for smoking hot metal band or whatever. And so then there were the like little tabs on the bottom, and you could rip off the tab and that would have the number to contact. So you didn't have to, I guess it was more convenient, right? So you didn't have to write the number down. And
Yeah, I actually liked those.
I think in School of Rock, I think they show Jack Black's character like looking for a band or something like that, smoking guitar player.
He doesn't let you leave. You've been there for 5 years.
No, she physically, yeah, she hasn't left the spot, like that chair right there that she's in. Yeah,
This is my home now.
this is my home.
Well,
He,
maybe if you buy some books, I might be able to get out of here and get some fresh air.
I don't get to leave.
Turned out well for Metallica, says John Davies.
Yeah, sometimes he'll throw me scraps. It'll be like that Batman All Star where Batman makes Robin eat like a rat or something.
I remember.
Oh my
I remember that.
Jeez. Frank Miller, I'm sorry, man. You've done some great work, but that was not one of them. Could you imagine being Jim Lee and going, okay, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm getting to work with Frank Miller, and then you get that script, and it's like, yeah, Batman leaves, he locks Robin or Dick Grayson in the Batcave, and then Alfred says, well, what about food, sir? What is he going to eat? And he goes, well, there's rats and bats in the, or I guess it was just rats, because I think if you eat a bat, don't you get like you can get sick? Or I think you get sick off a rat too.
The story just becomes like an orphan child being kidnapped by a madman.
Yeah, just it's weird. It's child abuse by any standards. It's like I'm gonna bring him into my life so I can abuse him.
John wants to know if we're going. Oh no, that's not John. Rhaegar wants to know if we're going to go see Fantastic Beasts 2.
Um, did you ever see it, Taylor?
I still haven't seen it and I really want to, even though Johnny Depp's in it.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, I don't know. I I'm kind of with you on that, but he didn't ruin the first one, and I think the reason he didn't ruin the first one is because he just kind of there's the reveal at the end. Um,
He was barely in it except for that one part. But
yeah, except
I don't know if I want to see him like playing a wacky villain for the whole of that movie.
yeah, but the first one was really good. In a lot of ways, I like it better than the Harry Potter franchise. Maybe because they're older characters and I'm not a kid, so maybe there's more relatability to it. And it's a period piece, and I'm kind of a sucker for period pieces, especially when they're done well. And I think that one was done pretty good.
It's an interesting setting.
Yeah, so I am looking forward to it actually.
Let's see. Yeah, I still want to see the first one. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I was like kind of the target age when Harry Potter first came out, and I always liked Harry Potter, but I wasn't like in love with it, I guess. But that story was intriguing to me as well. Comic Book Bob says regarding that Batman All-Star, oh man, the director's cut version has the actual script with Frank's notes. It's friggin' insane. I would love to read that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that existed.
That sounds pretty cool. You get to see how much Frank hates Green Lantern for some reason.
Yeah, the kid paints him yellow, or Batman paints him yellow or whatever, and then he just tells Robin to beat the poop out of him.
And then they paint a whole room yellow and trap him in it.
Yeah, yeah, so Robin can
Oh, is that where he
beat him
beats
up.
him?
Yeah, Robin beats him up.
Like he made him, I don't know, it's interesting to read how people write heroes because it kind of gives you their views on like what a good person is, I guess. And they just write Green Lantern as this like insufferable, like authoritarian. But then he gets beat up, and it's like, I don't know if that was deserved just because he was a little bit like overbearing. Like, do you want to beat up everybody who's overbearing to that degree? I don't know. It's an interesting book. Frank had an interesting, I think it came at an interesting point in his life.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his end game was with that series. I was really excited about it when they announced it.
Oh
And
yeah, on paper it sounds awesome.
yeah, and then the execution. I mean, Jim Lee's work was amazing. And then when you read it, it becomes really weird.
Comic Book Bob says, yes, he gets uncomfortable with Vicky Vale. I'm no SJW, but it's borderline creepy. I mean, yeah, you don't have to be an SJW to acknowledge that it gets really weird. Well, Art, it's 4 now. I don't know when you
Should we
wanna.
go put verses together?
Sure, are you guys ready for a versus? Hey, Pixel, just in time. Well, everybody, we're gonna get ready to do a versus right after this, so stick around. We're gonna set that up. Should we show them the drawing? Do you want to wait a little bit?
Um, yeah, we can show them the progress of the drawing. I don't know how we do this. Do I have to bring
I
this up?
can use mine. Let me see. All right, hold on. I will show you guys. Let me get over here. Make sure I don't unplug everything. Let me
Yeah, let me know when
grab.
you got it.
We gotta flip this camera. I covering it? Is my hand covering the camera? Hmm. You guys can blame me for this. Okay. Let's see.
So he's looking off aloof. Can you see it?
Yeah. Here, I'll keep talking so that it keeps showing. I don't know if you guys are getting a great view of this. I'm going to go on the other side here. You can see some.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
over and darken some of this up for you guys. So it's compositionally going to be something like this.
Yeah, you guys can kind of see right there. I'm not going to get in too close because I don't want to get like right up in Art's
Yeah,
face.
so it's going to be kind of an intimate kind of two for shot. And it's going to have Reed's new new helmet design and hers as well. So hers will come around like this, and his is something like that.
You guys can see that. Let's see. I'm going to keep talking, try to get you. I had to walk away from the computer to make this happen, so I did not lock the screen on me. Just a sketch to give you guys an idea.
Yeah, so this is kind of the rough.
All right.
All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit.
That's all you guys get for now.
Versus
All right.
Star Trek. Be there.
On to verses.
Bare knuckle.
Let me put an end to the stream. Don't leave, you guys. All right, we'll see you soon.